Hello and welcome to the Record Club, brought to you by Record Store Day, the official charts and National Album Day, and proudly in association with Bowers and Wilkins. My name is Jess Iszatt. Thank you so much for joining us. We are very excited to say that our guest this week is Sigrid to talk all about her brilliant new album, How to Let Go. If you are new to the Record Club, we're going to be spending the next half an hour talking to Sigrid all about the brilliant new record, and then we're going to be putting forward some of your questions about the album forward for her to answer. So if there is anything that you would like to know about the new record, whether it's about a certain song, maybe the artwork, or a particular lyric that you've enjoyed, drop us a question in the comments section below, and we'll be asking a selection of them in the second half of our chat. On top of that, you definitely want to get your question in, because one lucky person who sends in a question today will be randomly selected to win a pair of Bowers & Wilkins PX7 over-ear noise-cancelling headphones, modelling them for you now. So don't miss out. Get your question to us because they are very snazzy. Also, I have the new record with me in my hand. If you haven't already picked up your own copy from your local record store, we thoroughly recommend that you go do that once our chat with Sigrid is over. And, well, guess who we have? Let's get straight into this week's Record Club and say a big hello to Sigrid. How are we doing?
Hi, I'm good. Honestly, when you put up those headphones now, I was like, I kind of want to send in a question.
Quickly on your phone, like sending in a question about the album.
I would. Really nice to see you. How are you?
I'm good. It's very warm over here in the UK, but I understand that you're back in Norway.
I am. I'm back. It's really warm here today as well. We had Norway's National Day yesterday, so I'm a little tired. But it was great. It was really good. We start really early in Norway, so Norway's National Day is like bigger than Christmas here, and we start drinking at like 8 a.m. because you go to breakfast with your friends. So we just, had it going, but it was great.
What do you say? Like happy? Is it like Happy Norway Day?
Yeah, we actually say it's almost like happy birthday. We just say it to everyone, like random people you meet on the street, in the shop. You just say gratulerer med dagen, which is what you say when it's someone's birthday, but it's everyone's birthday.
Oh my God, that is amazing. That is, I actually really love that. It's probably like better than your birthday because you're like, celebrating everyone. Everyone's on it.
It's everyone's birthday. It's really cozy, really nice. You have a lot of ice cream, hot dogs, drinks.
Well, happy belated Norway Day. And also, obviously, congratulations on the album. We're going to get into it in just a second, but we do actually have a record store question. So every single week, we kick the Record Club off with a question from one of the many amazing independent record stores in the UK. And this week's question is from Acai in Dundee. Sigrid, they want to know, if your life had a theme tune, what would it be and why?
I was thinking a little bit about it. I'm either gonna go with the first song that popped in my head was like, "Where you lead, I will follow every day." It's a Carole King song that was in a TV show, so maybe that was like the first thing I thought. And I thought that song because I love Carole King, and also it's just a very cozy song, and it's about like, friendship and being there for each other, and I thought that was nice. And then the other song I thought was like Best of Both Worlds, Hannah Montana.
Oh my God, that is so good.
Because I feel like that's like my Norway life where I am right now, and it's just super cozy, and Norway's Day and cozy times. I go hiking, and then the other side of my life, which is like traveling all the time and playing big gigs and stuff like that.
Oh my God, that is actually so perfect. I didn't know what you were going to say. I feel like I was overthinking this quite a lot. I was
What's your tune?
So on a first thought, I was like, oh, theme tune. And then for some reason, the Pink Panther, like, got in my head. Do. But that has no reason whatsoever other than it was the first thing that popped into my head. So that would actually probably be really annoying for throughout my life. But I'll probably circle back and
I feel like that says a lot about you. I feel like you're already like really cool.
So it's a little bit throwback as well.
Yeah, I love that.
I'll let you know if I come back with a different answer. Everyone at home, you can get involved with your own theme tunes as well. Obviously, big ups to Acai in Dundee. Thank you so much for your question. Returning back to How to Let Go, Sigrid, congrats on your #1 Norway album and #2 over here. That is unreal. It is unreal because you're going head to head with Harry, right?
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
I guess so, but I don't. Well, he.
It's just his just dropped, isn't it? I haven't got that wrong, have I? Oh no, it's coming out in 2 days. No.
It's coming out in 2 days. Oh, I can't wait
I'm
for
getting
that.
ahead of myself.
I did. No, it was Arcade Fire was number one. But I feel like if I was going to lose to anyone, I'm really happy it was Arcade Fire because they're one of my favorite bands from growing up. So I was like, it's fine. But
See, I like truthfully just told you that I didn't care about theirs and I just listened to yours.
love that. But I'm beyond proud, and I probably celebrated that as well yesterday. I don't know what to say. I'm still a bit speechless about the whole thing. I don't take this for granted at all. I'm really, really proud of me. I'm proud of everyone coming to listen to the record and all the support. We got to celebrate it with the Cozy Tour across the UK record stores, which was so nice, really amazing. Yeah, I'm just really happy, so proud.
Who was where were you when you found out? Do you remember?
I was on the Cozy Tour. I think, yes, we were. I know where I was. Because we, had a thought like it could happen. And then we were in Bournemouth. We were going to the beach because it was the Cozy Tour. So me and my band were going down there. And we walk out of the van and I'm getting a text from my manager, Elena, saying like, it's official. You're going to be number 2. And I just like ran out of the car. I was like, guys. And I was like, what? And I was like, we're number 2. And everyone freaked out and I was like hugging. And yeah, it was really nice. And then I was just walking down the beach like, what is life? This is great.
Oh, I bet you had like a real skip in your step as well, like walking down the beach and everything after that news. So good. And obviously the title of the album, How to Let Go. I feel like there's a lot of revelations in this. You kind of get over quite a few hurdles. What have you learned creatively during this? I mean, it's the second album as well, which is notoriously quite hard. And is there anything that you've had to let go, like creatively as well, since the first album?
Interesting. I think I've dared to be even more honest in my lyrics and maybe seeing things from several sides. Maybe on the first record, lyrically, I was a bit more like, "Neh, neh, neh, neh." And now I hope so at least. I don't know. That's up to everyone else to judge. But I do think I maybe been reflecting even more on things. But it's a record about letting go of, I don't know, you can doubt yourself. It's about doubts, fears you might have, insecurities that keep creeping in, and just letting go of that and accepting it, accepting that you will have those things probably, but it's about how you deal with it and moving on and finding a lot of joy and optimism in things as well. I always write reminder songs. That's really important for me. I love to write songs where I will listen to the song a couple of months later out of context. Maybe I'll just sing it on stage, and like some days I'll sing it and I'll think more about the melody, or I'm thinking about how if I'm singing vocally good. And other days, like 3 months in a tour, I'll just be like singing, and one day it's like, oh, that's what I meant. Or like I kind of like hear the lyrics in a new way because it just like hits you. And I love that with these songs, that they still 4 or 5 years later, and it's some days I sing Don't Kill My Vibe and I'm like, yes, I'm so in it. And I think I'll have the same relation to these new songs on this album.
Oh, there are so many hooks on this that I've been like singing around my bedroom. Mirror's obviously an initial one, and then now like you've given us more. Has there been a fan favorite that has come out since it dropped on Friday?
Ooh, you tell me in the comments.
Oh yeah, people get involved.
Get involved. I think I've gotten the impression that people really like A Driver Saved My Night. I feel like there's it's like little dance floor going on there already, which is really exciting. And I think Mistake Like You, people really like Mistake Like You, and that's one of my favorites. So yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it's like resonating. Sometimes, like people want to bop and like sing on the dance floor because it kind of like means something more to them as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry. I feel like I glitched a tiny bit there. So I want to know if there's a favorite on the record for you, because I know that's always quite hard for an artist. It's almost like their baby and they're like, no, They're all equals to me, but is there like one that stands out for a particular reason, like maybe behind the scenes, or when you're singing it, when you're performing it, it comes to life a bit more?
Oof. Yeah. No, I mean, you said it right there. It's hard to choose, and I think it changes every week as well. And with this thing I just talked about of like in a month maybe there'll be one of the songs that might not be like my favorite now, but I'll just wake up one day and be like, oh my God, I needed to hear that song now. But I think, I mean, It Gets Dark is the big one for me because It Gets Dark was the first song I purposely wrote for this album. And not that I'd like struggled for a long time of like what I'm gonna do with the second album, but there's some pressure. There is pressure on the second record. Um, I'm sure it's gonna be pressure on the third one as well, and that's just how it is. But I was in the studio with Emily Warren and this producer I hadn't met before, Sly. He's Danish, Sylvester Sivertsen. He just produced and wrote the Måneskin, the new single by Måneskin.
Oh, that is very cool.
Yeah, it's sick. But we were in the studio and we wrote It Gets Dark together, and it came very organically. We tried not to be too focused on like when you write a lot of pop music, there's like some certain not rules, but there's a lot of like methods for like how to make it catchy and like how many syllables kind of works and that type of stuff, and that can be really helpful, and sometimes it can kind of narrow your mind a bit as well, where you feel like but I know like this theoretically like this shouldn't work, but I feel like that day we just threw that out the window and just try to write something that just felt good. And It Gets Dark came out and I just immediately knew that I loved it. It was going to be the opening track of my album, and sonically it set this new tone of having a lot more instruments involved, how maybe we didn't need like a lot of elements, but rather like all the elements should like have a flavor to it. So yeah, like in the chorus of It Gets Dark, it's literally just bass, drums, and my voice, but it's mixed really well and mastered well by the team. So I think, yeah, it sounds sick.
Yeah, because you don't want it to become too, I guess, formulaic and sciencey, but I feel like you've hit the nail on the head with this one. You've like really managed to get it to a great point, and it is a great opener. It's so good. I also want to know, obviously, so talking about favorites again, I kind of went through the album. One of them was my favorite, and then it changed, and then it changed, and I feel like I kind of landed back on Bad Life with Bring Me the Horizon after like some weird like full circle moments. I was like, oh no, like I'm just gonna kind of put that aside just because it's like something different. But it really did take me by surprise. I remember when I first heard it as well, it was actually on the radio, and I just thought, how on earth did this come about? It just works, but you wouldn't put you guys in the same worlds at all.
No, it's a massive honor that I got to work with the guys. So I've been a fan of Bring Me for a couple of years. And I was talking to the band about this the other day because I thought that my backing band, my friends said they introduced me to Bring Me, but they told me yesterday, that was like, no, you came to us and showed us Mantra. And so I don't know where I heard Mantra from one of their previous records, but maybe from Radio 1, I'm not sure. But I played them to them in the bus, like, oh my God, this song is so cool. Because I hadn't listened to Bring Me. I'd heard of them, but it was Mantra that brought me onto it. And they were like, oh my God, like, because they used to love Bring Me when they were younger, like on the like a lot of the heavier stuff. So me and the band like really bonded on that. I'm like, we're both fans. And then we started listening a lot to Bring Me again. It was really fun. And then apparently at the same time, Bring Me started to listen to me. Ollie and Jordan. So last year, I met Jordan backstage at the Reading Festival, which was really fun. And he just came up and was like, "Hi, big fan." And I obviously was really starstruck as well, so it was really lovely. And then Jordan said, like, "Oh, we have this demo me and Ollie have been working on. Can I send it over?" I was like, "Yes." Sent the song. I listened to it with the band in the tour bus. It was really a full circle moment again of like me and the band listening to it, and they really liked it. I loved it. So me and Ollie and Jordan went into the studio a couple of weeks later, and we rewrote lyrics and like worked on it together, full team effort, and Bad Life was finished. And
It's actually like looping in my head now. I love it so much. It's so like emotional as well. It feels like really intimate, but also you can hear how big it can also sound, like almost like anthemic at parts. I can see people getting involved. They have said that Risk of Getting Hurt and Thank Me Later are early favourites. Lizzie's also said that High Note is a cry in the shower song. Yeah.
Oh, love that.
So yeah, the High Note is also an emotional one to end on too.
Yeah, and I'm saying in the song like it's too early to think about those things. I say that in the chorus, but it was written in Copenhagen together with Caroline Aylin, who is Norwegian, and Sly, the Danish producer. We wrote most of the record there together, and also Andreas Lund. We wrote it with him. He's a friend of our group, and most of the record was written there. And I remember we were just sitting out in the sun one day, and we were just talking a lot about time and how it often feels like time is either like running away from you or it's going too slow and you can never seem to like agree with time, and it's like a thing in your life that you just can't control. So we had a quite emotional day out in the sun, and I remember we had ice cream and we were just sitting there and we wrote the whole song on guitar with nothing else, and that doesn't happen too often actually, especially like in modern songwriting with like songwriting in like big cities, and there's like sessions and stuff. There's always often like a lot of production, but just to like bring it back to the basic, just sitting around the guitar was really nice. So yeah.
I feel like when people have a schedule like yours, well, I'm guessing that you're extremely busy, like jet setting everywhere as well. And then when you do have some downtime, you probably just want to enjoy your downtime, but you probably jump in sessions quite a lot as well. I can see people getting involved with questions. Remember, you can get them to us, and I'll be getting to them very shortly. Sigrid, what is a studio session with you like? Like, what is it like behind the scenes? Are you like straight in there, very organized, done your homework, come with lots of bits to go, or are you a bit off the cuff? And also, yeah, I was going to say, what is the studio snack? Because I know you got sweets there.
I got some snack now because I'm having some Coke and candy. But yeah, my studio snack, it's a lot of coffee. I drink a lot. Coffee is pretty chill. Don't really do a lot of evening sessions. It's usually, I really love like a normal like 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Perfect. But yeah, how I am in the studio, I always have like ideas. I always like have something usually. But there's been days where I've had literally nothing. I've walked in and been like, I'm sorry, I don't have anything, but let's see what happens. And often you can get like an amazing song from that because there's no expectations. And I always like to ask people, and I usually write with the same people, and then other times I like to meet new people for the first time, because there can be like a magic in like seeing someone for the first time and being like, oh my God, do you love that band as well? I do. And that energy from that. But I don't like to go in and be like, I want to write a ballad today. Because what if another writer is like really onto writing like an upbeat song? And I like to see what everyone else wants to do as well. And I always think there's like right moments for things. For instance, with Sucker Punch, from my previous album, Sucker Punch, that was an idea I had in my notes for 3 months, I think. And I try to bring it up in sessions, being like, I have this idea, like Sucker Punch. I think that's a really cool title, and I want to write about it, and it could mean several things. And people are a bit like, I don't know. But then, so I thought like, I don't want to push it if not everyone is loving it. But then I was in with Emily Warren and Martin Shirley, and they're like, yes, that's great. And I think that's like, okay, great, let's go. Let's write this song. Because then everyone is like on the same thing.
Yeah, you don't want to force it or force anything, especially creatively. Right, okay, we have some questions. Kyle on the Record Club's page says, Sigrid, which song did you enjoy writing on the album most?
I maybe. Good question. I mean, It Gets Dark was really fun. I loved writing that one. But I also remember Risk of Getting Hurt as being very fun to write. I love Risk of Getting Hurt. It's the third track on the album. I feel like I said a lot about myself in it. I was like, that's who I am as a person. Like always being on the balance between like wanting to do everything and the other half of me wanting to just chill and live very like slow. So yeah, I love that one. That was really fun to write.
We also have Ross Jones on the Record Club's page. He says, "What was the car used for the cover art?"
I should remember this. Is it a BMW? I think it is a BMW. And we borrowed it from a guy who was living nearby in Wales. Met him a couple of times. He was so lovely. He came to the Amazon event we did in London now for the album release day. No, I mean a week after the album release day or a couple of days after he was there. He was so lovely with the car again. But it's his car. It's a vintage one. Really cool. That's the car I'm standing on. Bare feet.
It's funny because it literally looks like, it doesn't look superimposed because obviously it looks like it's there, but it looks like you're in literally the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, no, but I am. The picture, we shot it in Wales, in Snowdonia, up on a mountain. It was so nice. Because I like to get in hiking at work when I can.
In the red dress as well. Very glam.
Very glam, I know. I wanted to have red again because that was the Don't Kill My Vibe artwork, and the Sucker Punch album was like red. And it's just felt right. It didn't set out to be like, it's going to be red, but I think I keep having that with like, don't always plan it, but then I just naturally gravitate towards things.
Well, you've got like nature and stuff, and then the red is so punchy on the top of it. So it's like, it feels very trademark.
Yeah, thank you.
So we also have Joseph Hughes on Record Stores Days page saying, "What was your favourite gig of the Cozy Tour?"
Oh, the Cozy Tour. Oh, I can't pick. Every show was so nice, and it was cool to be in smaller rooms and playing fully acoustic because it's a completely different experience to the tour we're going to do this fall. We're going on a UK and Ireland tour. We're going to play really like big venues, like Wembley Arena, 3 Arena, and a lot of like theaters and stuff, and that'll be great. But it's a completely different thing when you just unplug everything and it's acoustic. And I loved the talking. I was talking so much during the shows. I never talk. Or I mean, I talk a little bit, but I'm usually running around so much that like in between the songs, I'm just catching up on my breath to like be ready for the next one. It's like a full-on spinning class. But for this one, I was just sitting down, and I think I just had so much leftover energy from not being able to run and dance. So I was talking a lot, which was fun. But I remember in London on the second show, I was getting so fucking tired. I've been working all day, and it was just a lot. So I just got a full on like laughter kick thing. I just couldn't stop laughing, and it took me like 4 attempts to start a song.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Do you know what was making you laugh? Was it someone in the audience, or was it just tiredness?
I think it was like tiredness and just the absurdness of the situation, probably because I've been looking forward to this for so long. And it was I don't know, it's just you're so happy and tired and relieved and just all the feels. And I was like, oh God. And then it was introducing A Driver Saved My Night. And then we'd made this version of the song that was a bit more like, not sad, just like a bit mysterious. And I started thinking about me singing like, I feel the sun holding me tight, like super fun boppy to this like guitar thing that was very like mysterious, and I don't know, it just cracked me up.
I love the way you've like stripped it back and made it mysterious. Yeah, it's making you laugh. That's so good. We have Oliver Barnard on the Record Club's page. He says, question, what's the best songwriting tips for a young teenager? I'm trying to write songs, just don't know how to start.
Story of my life. That was me. I tried to write songs for probably a year, 2 years before I managed to write something. And I had the exact same thing. Like I wanted to write, but I was 14, 15 at the time, and I didn't know how to finish it. And I don't know. I remember already listening to my favorite bands. Like I was listening to Coldplay a lot, and Duffy and Amy Winehouse, and Adele, and I could kind of pick apart why I thought it was hooking, like why I thought it was good, but I didn't know how to like, how do I do it? I don't know. And I wasn't that good in English either, since I'm from Norway. But I think the way I started writing was to start chill. Like, it's a lot of pressure to just be like, come up with melodies and lyrics and production all at the same time. So the way I got into writing was printing out my favorite lyrics to these said artists and bands. And I would go to the piano because I love playing piano and I've done it for years. And I would sit down there and I would change the chords. So I would sing the same melody and I would sing the same lyrics, but I would change the chords and in that way, like kind of write a little bit. And then when I'd done that, I was like, oh, but then I could do something more maybe. So I tried to change the melodies. And then I'd change the melodies and I had changed the chords. So then already like 2 out of 3 I had changed and like done something. I hadn't written a song, but I'd gradually like, put my thing on it. And then lyrics was like the last hurdle. And then I remember writing because I remember thinking like, oh, what do I have to write about? Like, I live in a very small town in Norway. I'm doing fine, but I thought, I'm just going to write about what means something to me right now. So I wrote a song about just feeling a bit down, feeling a bit blue. So yeah, and that was my first song I ever wrote. It was called Sun. So yeah.
I feel like I'm ready to go write my first song now.
Yay!
Like absorbing all the tips. All right, before I let you go, I also heard a couple of things about the album. 2 things, so you could say true or false. I heard that you wrote the album with Glastonbury in mind.
True. So true. I love Glastonbury. I love that place. Can't wait to go back this year. We're so excited. I can literally I'll go to bed and lay down and I'll be like, I can't fucking wait for Glastonbury. I can go.
How many days till Glastonbury?
Yeah, full on. It's like a countdown. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I love that place. It's like 6 times the size of my hometown, so it's just very like overwhelming. I feel like all of my favorite acts and artists ever have played there, and the fact that I'm playing there now with my band, is it like the 3rd year in a row? I don't know. I get all smiling. I'm so excited, and yeah.
This year's going to be like the biggest yet because it's the one that's like we're back kind of thing. Do you know? And then finally, I guess this isn't really like a true or false, but I kind of wanted to ask you how you felt because I've heard the album be dubbed gay club dance floor fillers, walking in the footsteps of like Gaga and Robin. How do you feel about that?
No, that's too nice. Oh my God, what an honor.
When I was singing around my bedroom, I was like, yeah, this will work.
Oh, I feel like a driver same way night could like work in clubs maybe.
Yeah. I need to let you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's also summer. By the way, what is your favorite festival?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Secret Garden Party. It's back this year as well.
What was it?
Secret Garden Party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one's also been gone for a while, so I'm excited to have that one back. Glasto is up there, but I feel like I've not cracked all of it yet, so I don't know if Glasto's definitely up there, obviously.
There's a lot of great festivals. I love every festival, but making this album for sure, I was thinking a lot about like how this album would sound live, how it would work during a festival set. Yeah.
Oh, I absolutely cannot wait. Well, hopefully, Sigrid, will bump into you in a field soon. But that is all we have time for today. So, of course, make sure you grab a copy of How to Let Go from your local record shop. I'm also excited to announce that this week's winner of this week's Bowers & Wilkins wireless headphones prize is, drumroll, Ross Jones on the Record Club's page. So make sure to slide into the Record Club's DMs and we'll get those headphones to you. Thank you everyone for joining us, sending in your questions. Our next guest will be announced on the Record Club's social media very soon, so make sure you're following us. Plus, all previous episodes are available to watch back on our YouTube channel. Sigrid, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. So nice to chat to you.
Thank you.